Sometimes as makers, we see something that we want to buy, but instead think, we can make that.
Sometimes to challenge ourselves, we do actually make it, but then we also buy it like weirdos because we're gonna compare the two and see how we did.
So today we're gonna try to recreate an Opal phone grip. And just to mix things up, we are gonna be using resin. Yes, of course we're gonna be using resin, but we're using UV curable resin so that we can resin
even faster.
even faster.
These even show up with the lights on? Am I glowing?
You're glowing. I'm not glowing.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for all your website needs.
So we've been wanting to try to recreate Opal in resin for a while now. So when we saw this, we thought it would be a fun excuse to try out that technique.
And for those of you who may not have heard of phone grips like PopSockets, they attach to the back of your phone, help you grip it one-handed easier.
Neither of us have ever used them, but now we have 6 we can try.
Yeah, we wanted a few attempts just in case things go wrong. But speaking of things going wrong, we have learned from past mistakes where we just jump into the final thing. We should probably do some small scale experiments with this UV resin, see how fast it cures, which means that it is time for
Science adjacent with Evan and Katelyn.
Yeah. Okay, so the first rule of working with UV resin is when you're around UV light that's really strong, wear laser glasses. They're specifically designed for this wavelength of light. Another thing that you should do is roll down your sleeves because this can actually give you a sunburn, a tan. And I'm really interested to see how fast this cures because it says UV LEDs, 6 to 9 watts of power is 30 to 90 seconds. A UV lamp, I don't know the difference, 36 watts is 2 to 4 minutes. What happens if you have two 60-watt lights? How fast will it cure? We will find out.
So if I get a tan right here, would that be called like a resiner's tan?
Yes.
Not a farmer's tan?
Yes. I'm just gonna add a little pool of UV resin in this block that we have abused and destroyed in our various life hack videos. I'm so clumsy. Look at these big dents. Add a little drop there. Now let's see. I'll turn this on. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's try 10 seconds.
Poke it. Dang! Wow.
Cool. I can still dent it a little bit. The outer surface though is hard. So we probably should do it for maybe like
more time.
Can you overdo it? Like what if you overcook it? Will you burn it?
Will it like crisp?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I've never done this before. You're the one that bought it.
I've never done this before either. More experiments. Let's do 20 more seconds.
1, 2, 18, 19, 20.
It's definitely hard. Just to be safe, we'll just do it for 30 seconds. And that's crazy because that'll let us iterate so much faster. And I have quite a few ideas that I am excited to explore.
So first up, we have not actually looked at the buy. We've done a very good job of not peeking because in the spirit of the buy versus DIY challenge, we can only use the photos of it online. So we've gathered some materials to try and best recreate that.
And I've also done some Googling on what real opals look like. You know, it's very iridescent.
Very shifty.
Very shifty. So my main hope and secret weapon is gonna be this. It's sold as shaved ice. We might also consider dual chrome color shift pigments, but my first attempt is gonna be just these two. The shaved ice stuff and a little bit of micro pearl. I also don't wanna start with a base of just this white. So I'm gonna use a spray adhesive to attach a layer of this on the bottom before I even start my resin.
It's a pizza pie.
Ooh.
It's a good base.
That's fun. I'm gonna kind of like clean the edges a bit.
So we don't have very much room for the resin. There's just a tiny lip on these phone holder faces.
It's pretty shallow. I'm also going to be hopefully relying on some surface tension going on. All right, now before we do the bigger amount of resin, I think let's go ahead and just mask up. Resin time.
Resin time.
Resin time. We're going to have all sorts of protection on today. All right, so I'm going to pour it into here so that I can mix it better. And a little bit of this pearly.
That is already looking pretty opal-y.
Just in case, like, it looks like it's about to start falling off. I want to like get these right here, ready to blast it.
So we're gonna pour it, hope the viscosity keeps it over the edge because we don't want it to flow over. If it starts to flow, we blast.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one hand on the blaster. I didn't level it.
Nope, we didn't.
I'm just gonna make sure everything is at the edge as much as possible. I think it's ready.
Let's blast it.
All right, blast it. Blasting.
Should we count?
Okay.
Or we'll just look at the clock.
Okay.
37.
So, when you look at it up close, I think that there's some side effects from curing it so fast. See all those bubbles?
Oh yeah, I do see them.
If you look close, like look really close, you see it's like not the best surface finish. I want to do a smooth coat of just clear, because that might like improve the surface finish and everything.
Yeah.
Just gonna add a drop right on there. Blast.
Okay, it's been 30.
Oh, I left a fingerprint on it. My perfect surface finish. Let me try to like
smooth it out.
I think I messed it up.
Even if it has a fingerprint in the middle of it, this will still be a good test of like, can a clear coat generally smooth out the
I think it did, but then I just wiped this resin brush all over it. Let me do it again.
So instead of the brush technique, you're doing the tilt technique this time.
I'm getting it all in my hands. All right, we'll do a whole minute this time.
Okay.
Oh, that's getting hot.
Well, yeah, probably because you have it on your hands.
It's reacting. When it reacts, it gets really hot.
Maybe you should take your hands out of the lights.
Well, I need to do a scientific test. Glasses off. Definitely better. That surface finish is nice and glossy.
It's just that outer rim.
That outer rim is a little bit,
a little lumpy.
A little lumpy. Like a few places, it got pretty nice. But like over here, oof. It's not great.
It looks better on the camera than it does in person, but in person it's
That looks opalescent to me. Craftsmanship could use a little bit of work though.
So if two 60-watt lights cure resin this fast, I wonder.
Space Dust are us. What can we do for you today?
How fast could your most powerful UV light cure resin?
Oh, on our website we have one that can cure half the resin on Earth in a fraction of a second.
Oh, that might be more than we...
Make sure you get our protective equipment too, otherwise you'll be a bit crispy.
What?
Oh, don't worry, that's available on our website too. It's run via Squarespace, so we can have unlimited products.
That's not really what I was worried about.
If you run into any issues with your CRISPR 5000, you can schedule an appointment via our Squarespace website.
But
Don't worry, all Squarespace templates have a built-in mobile compatibility, so you can order your CRISPR 5000 via the device in your hand right now. Look, I have to go, but since it seems like you're so interested in our website, you should make your own. Head over to squarespace.com/Evan and Katelyn for a free trial and 10% off your website or domain when you're ready to launch. Should we be worried? Boop.
So, for the next one, I want to do a couple things differently. I'll try pouring it into the silicone mold, and we'll see how that works. I want to test, instead of only mixing in white, the tiniest hint of color to give it a little bit more sheen. Okay, maybe a little bit more.
So what 2 colors are you going for?
Green and blue. I think I'm gonna fade from green to blue. Ooh, I like it. Okay, I don't want to overfill it, so that might be it, actually.
Yeah. All right, let's get our glasses on and blast it. All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Okay, it's been about 4 minutes, and interestingly, you can see that it pulled away from the sides. Can you grab the camera?
Whoa, yeah, there's distinct shrinkage.
Distinct
shrinkage.
Yeah, look at that. Pretty hard. Ooh, it's hot. Hot. Ooh, so that looks pretty good.
It looks very clear though.
It looks a lot like yours.
That looks very much like mine.
Maybe I was too light on the pigment? Okay, so here's our 3 contenders.
Number 1, The edges aren't great, and too much white swirl and not enough opal shimmer.
Number 2, it's a little too translucent. Number 3, we covered all of the flakies with that last coat. You can barely see them.
But we have an idea. We need to attach this top to the base anyways. And before we do that, we might as well add a layer of
Flakies,
shimmer,
yeah.
flakies on the bottom, and then that might be the winner right there.
I think it's worth it to try it. And if we ruin it, we'll just go with number 1.
Yeah.
We do this again.
This is a fun part though.
Wakey, wakey, flaky, flaky.
Wake and flake.
Wake and flake. So for this, we're actually gonna do 5-minute epoxy over the flakies instead of UV resin because we don't know if the UV light will go through this top part that we're gonna squish down over it. So just to be safe.
Ooh.
I think that helps.
Oh, that is next
that's what
level.
It needed.
That is next level.
Oh, and now it has more depth. That's it, baby.
Wow. Every now and then it catches the light just right, and it like goes off.
It makes a difference. I feel like this is gonna be it. Yeah, I was kind of worried that none of these were gonna be it. Okay, now it's time to finally look at the bot version. Do you have any predictions?
From the picture online, I don't even think it's shiny.
You think it's just like they took a photo of an opal that had like a reflection in the photo and printed the reflection?
I severely hope that I'm wrong. I really hope that it's beautiful.
Ready to look?
Yeah. Oh, baby!
It's not shiny! It's not shiny! What?
I like how they like...
The packaging is more shiny.
I like how they put a hollow around it, like to give you false hope.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do our comparison. What are our factors?
So we're gonna judge these on their aesthetic, quality, function, time, price, and a vote from our Patreon audience.
So first, let's talk about the aesthetics of these.
How much is there to talk about? Theirs doesn't shine, ours shines and sparkles.
Now, maybe I would think differently about this if it was advertised as like unicorn watercolor.
Yeah.
But it's not an opal aesthetic.
It's not an opal. So
we win aesthetics.
we win aesthetics.
Next is quality. What about like the pop? How sturdy does it feel?
The pop feels the same. In terms of quality of materials, I think that resin is quite long lasting and there's depth. If there's any wear or tear, underneath the nice resin we have is more nice resin. Whereas this is a print. If this gets scratched, there's a scratch in your print.
So we win quality.
We win quality.
Okay, function. Let's pop them on.
All right.
Okay. I mean, it does feel more secure. I can gesture wildly.
There's one thing, ours is thicker.
Oh.
Ours does protrude more.
Yeah, so slightly less functional for like putting it in your pocket. We gotta give it to them.
Theirs is thinner. We'll give them that. We'll give them that.
Next is time.
Now I'd say, impressively, one of these takes probably less than an hour.
Yeah, if you need a pop socket urgently, well, and you already have the blanks, you just urgently need it to have resin on it. An hour.
An hour. But shipping from the suppliers, the silicone mold and the blanks, that took 7 days. Whereas the bot phone grip only took 2 days. So
I mean,
we lose there.
Yeah.
I'm still impressed by how fast the craft took in general.
Me too. Okay. Price.
What should I start with? The bot one? I'll just do the bot one. The bot one, $10.
Okay.
Now, the phone blanks are $2.33 each. Shipping is like $3.42, $1 for the resin plus the glitter. But we did get the silicone mold, $11.50 plus shipping brings the grand total up to $22.
But this is something that was pointed out to us in our last Firebrand DIY. The cost of a mold is hard because you can use a single mold for lots of things.
If you made 3 of these, would win. So, since we made 3, the cost per pop socket, we win.
Really?
Can we do that?
Okay, I'd say we win.
I'd say we win.
Let's give it to us.
Let's give it to us.
Okay, but before we tally up the final, the Patreon audience vote. So on Patreon, we shared photos. They voted on which was their favorite and shared some feedback.
Does anyone think that ours was ugly?
A surprising amount of of people thought that ours was ugly. A lot of people liked the color of the bot one, even though to me this isn't as truly opal, but people thought that ours looked kind of like what a unicorn might poop out, or what you might find under your fridge with a UV light. Having said that, there were many loyal followers of the unicorn flakies. One of the most common trends I saw was that they liked the glitter, they liked the flakies, but they wish ours had the color of the bot one. So in the end, for the buy, we had 45 votes that it was the winner. For the DIY, we had 65 votes that it was the winner.
You had me worried.
Bringing us to the finish line as winners.
Yes, I didn't know. I wasn't keeping track, but that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And we stopped after 3 iterations, but if you want to take this further, you can keep on iterating.
The amount of resin you have to use to try something new is very little, and
Very little.
that's great.
Well, I had a lot of fun with this. I've never had a phone grip, so we'll have to see how long this lasts on our phones. But for now, I think it's about time to plug our other channels. We got a Twitch that we live stream on. We have a second channel. We have a gaming channel. We have a Gaming Uncut. And we have a podcast.
So we hope to see you guys there, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Because this stuff stinks and it lingers.
It stingers.
It stingers.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh, boys, I'm out of stamina.
I'll fight them off for you.
There's 2 of them.
They were about to hit you. I fended them off.
You saved me. You saved me. Is that how you did it?
No, I stabbed them and they were like, oh my gosh, wow, this guy has a very
Pointy
pointy stick.